right, we are live. We're gonna be working on some fun stuff today, just for funsies. How you doing, Red? Those layers and lessen that one a little bit. Transform slightly. Bit broader. Okay. Oh wait, we're gonna do this one. Put this one on a secondary screen so I can see it fully all the time. I'll start paint on this one because we will be painting, hello signed. We will be painting her granddaddy today. Because granddaddy is the shit. How you doing? Happy New Year. Oh wow, okay. Okay. Don't worry about the Spanish music. Okay. Since this is her granddad, he will have very similar features, right? Oh, yay! Another cold. How fun. I actually don't think I have described him with hair. I don't think he has a single description in the book with hair yet. So that's fun. But they will have features that are similar to start off with, so. Nice. Well, I mean, I know you had been off for a while. That one I knew. I hope that it's a nice sensation, or that even if it is not a nice sensation, because work is different, I am going to... I have already started my new job slightly. Oh wait, I need to cover the snake. Snake need to be covered. This one is the... There we go. Hello.
Hello.
having a small chat with Sign. She started the new year with a cold.
Freshly imported from the UK.
I don't know about that one. She's going back to work tomorrow.
Yes. Spread that cold like the plague.
The plague is the cold.
Channel Nurgle and unleash.
A girl's got bills to pay, yes. So yes, I started my new job. And it was very much the same as my previous job. Because my previous job was the same job, just as a temp. But yeah. Tea. Tea is best.
Lapsang social.
Allow me to do this one so that everyone can hear the both of us.
Nah, I'm not
Yes.
interested.
This is what I do.
I will turn on some music.
Okay.
And see whether I can finish up Kyoto.
Finish that Kyoto. What's the new job that's the same as the previous job? The new job is the same as the previous job. I am on container parks, recycling parks, and helping people out.
In charge of things there and telling the plebs to behave.
Yeah, the plebs do need to behave, otherwise they get to talk to me. But I was a temp before, and now I have a contract.
It pays alright.
It pays well.
You're alright. Well, it pays alright. You're moving. Your colleagues are around. They're nice people.
They're decent people.
And you get affirmations of the fact that, you know, what everyone else of us is saying, like, you people.
You people, indeed. Thank you. I had mentioned it during the last stream, but you weren't here then, so that's why I mentioned it again. Yeah.
Oh, that's why. Okay. I was like, why does it want me to do this now? That's why. Oh, yeah, I figured out why the thermostat was turning itself off constantly. We had a power out a couple of months ago in the summer. Remember when the entire neighborhood was out for a short while?
Yeah.
I hadn't reset the clock on the thermostat. I did now.
Okay. Because it suddenly got really warm up here, that's why. And I didn't know where it came from. That's why I opened the door suddenly, because it got really, really warm here. And got curious about that one. Did you do it now, or did you do it?
Yeah, I did it now, and also the window in the bedroom is closed.
Oh.
That was still open. Okay.
I'm gonna move away from this music. It was fun for a short while, but now it's getting slightly too Spanish.
Hola. Dos cervezas, por favor.
Let's do this one instead. on.
Where if the fireworks continue, I will literally get.
Oh shit.
So things missed since the new year for people not in Belgium. The fact that part of the city turned as per usual into a war zone.
Yes. As is customary or something.
I'm not modding right now, so
That's okay.
I'm mod free.
I don't see anything worth modding anyway, so. Warzone, which part of Antwerp has turned into a war zone?
Well, Hoboken?
Hoboken did indeed.
Deurne?
Deurne is always a...
Comfortale area was bad. Kiel?
No, Kiel was bad.
And Luchtbau. Borgerhout was also quite bad. So yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. But yeah, it was pretty bad for a while. And it still maintains.
Here, yeah.
We have quite a fair bit of idiots in the area.
It's a yearly tradition, shall we call it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, remember last year when they blew up the little bus?
I do remember.
Fucking hell, man. I remember that I was in the meeting when that one happened, and now my colleagues was like, "You okay?" I was like, "Yeah, no, I just moved to Ukraine."
This one I need to change later. This part of the dress he's wearing, because he actually wears usually an orange colored jumpsuit. As one do. Or something.
Yeah, I need to go to the office tomorrow and it's the obligatory Happy New Year. Yeah, I hate that one. I'm like, I feel like the Grinch at those events. Everyone's like, best wishes for the new year, and part of me just goes like, sod off. I don't want your wishes, just let me be. But instead you smile, you wave.
Smile and wave, boys.
And follow the conventions of society.
Yeah.
Also, the thing is, it gets tedious because every meeting you have up until after my birthday will be like, oh, I haven't seen you, best wishes for the new year, and just go like, can we just already admit that the year's already
shit
started off kind of sour?
Happy New Year, chat. Happy New Year, Red.
Red is a cunt, we know that one.
Yes.
Tormenting his poor sister.
He sent a surprisingly inventive thing in Instagram, but it was exactly what this should be, as per usual.
That's how you know you're loved in my family, when you flip the bird.
Yes.
I don't think we have normal forms of communication.
Normal's overrated.
We were earlier at the shelter. There's a new girl who started. She's kind of nice, you know. She's really. And Tamara and I were talking about weird shit we did at school, and I think we kind of shocked her. And for us, these things are kind of normal. But I told the tampon and the swim teacher thingy, and she was kind of shocked at all.
Well,
for those who don't know, my parents once got called to the principal at school. It's fucking hilarious, actually.
Yeah, you're not that audible when you lower your voice like that.
My parents once got called to the principal at school because I suffer from endometriosis. And I've had that one since my teens. Back then it wasn't diagnosed beyond just heavy period. And when I'm really crippling pain, so when the pain was too much, I had technically a doctor's note that said like, you indicate when it gets too much and then you don't participate in gym class. And since I did lots of sports on the side, nobody really gave a shit, except for of course the gym teacher. But I also was in a school with lots of Muslim girls, and they were very uncomfortable with swimming in a mixed swimming pool. So one of the excuses always used by lots of girls in class who didn't want to swim was like, I can't swim, I have my period. Which is bullshit, because you can use a tampon and then you can swim. But yeah, they don't use tampons, whatever, so they don't swim. And at a specific point, I'm like, I'm really not feeling well, I'm cramping bad, I can't swim, simply because I'm having too much pain. And in the middle of a full swimming pool with like with both the boys, the girls, other schools and whatnot, for those who know Antwerp, the Wezenberg. My teacher starts berating me and shouting quite loudly, yeah, of course you have your period, bullshit, I'm done with buying the bullshit that, get back into the dressing room and get changed. And I was like, fuck you. So I went to the changing room, I removed my tampon, used a new one, went to the teacher and was like, you need proof? And I just yeeted the tampon at her, which made a very disgusting sploshing sound.
Hello Morior, and Happy New Year to you as well. I was waiting to be able to say that one, but...
And that's why I have on the first day of the new year at the shelter, already scared the living hell out of a person who just recently started. And then my parents had to go to the principal and to explain, you know, get told what I did and that there would be consequences. And I had to write an essay as to describe why this one is not acceptable behavior for ladies. And I was thinking, for boys it is then? And my dad just went like, why? Why did you do that? Couldn't you do something else? And I was like, I don't know. Spur of the moment. Never got asked that question again, bizarrely.
Strange, huh?
Yeah, I know. It's just so weird.
So how's everyone doing?
Terrified of me.
Ow.
Regale us with what are the worst things you guys have done at school.
Or something.
As it explains.
Sign is dying of another cold.
Oh. Loads of fluids. And some raw honey if your throat acts up.
And apparently always very well behaved at school. I mean,
yeah,
you do what you must.
Went to a very, I went to a very posh school, which technically meant, everyone's a fucking brat, and we kind of, our teachers, I felt sad for them now, but as a teenager I went like, you are public enemy number one. Nobody deserves that kind of treatment.
I don't feel sorry for any of my teachers.
No?
It was a choice.
They had tenure, they were kind of stuck.
Yeah. Well, back then they actually had decent jobs, so they had good pay. But I went to school, they had good pay, they had good everything, really.
I think one of the issues we had was that lots of teachers were tenured, so they felt kind of secure in their job and they no longer really gave a shit. And you notice that one as a teenager, as an adult as well, but you just as an adult you go like, whatever dude. But as a teenager you have this, how dare you ignore me? And also like, you're there to, help me get an education. Why aren't you educated?
I think that one was the biggest issue I had, and why I also have, because there were few. They were few and far away between the ones that were actually clever enough. Science had mostly great teachers, especially a history teacher.
I know what school she went to.
Well then.
Same one as Ian and Peanut went to.
The secondary or what?
Yeah. It's a fugly building.
It is a fugly building, but it's...
Which we all do. But there were a couple of okay teachers there. A couple of also not okay teachers, but...
There were definitely a couple of not okay teachers.
I think my biggest fuck you was I had a mathematics teacher who really went like, yeah, mathematics is too complicated for girls and you will never do well, and every time, I got called in front of the class to solve an equation, he would be putting girls down and whatnot, so I just froze up. So I dropped mathematics as one of my main subjects because he went like, you're not good enough at that one. And when I got my engineering degree, I sent the school a copy of my degree and I went like, go bitch slap him with it. And the lady who worked at the secretary office at the reception, she remembered me, so she went like, I will forward the message, which she did.
Nice.
He actually apologized. And I'm like, too late,
too little. Too little. Fuck off, dude. I have one teacher that I felt a little bit sorry for. But he's dead now, so.
No. No causation.
No, there was no causation.
For legal purposes, there was no causation.
There was no causation. If anyone has read any of the stuff on the Patreon in regards to my story, this is the beginning steps of painting Hesha, who is in the second chapter. And since he is the granddaddy of Sail Vellis, who I painted before, I have her the finished here so that I can actually compare them, because they need to look somewhat... There needs to be some features that are similar.
I am just happy that you're creating stuff of your own.
Yeah. I still need to finish a couple of things, but you know.
Yeah, I need to send some things. It's nice that you're doing art. Or, you know, create shiver. Why aren't you fitting?
It is Hesha indeed. He needs to, so, you know, he still has the boobs of his granddaughter. I'm gonna change this one.
I'm
but
sorry.
he, if you read the second chapter, you know that he actually wears like an orange jumpsuit type clothing
I was
piece.
just thinking, you have your father's eyes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I have my granddaughter's boobs.
After chapter 3, the next release will be an interlude chapter, which is a very short chapter. And after that one comes my favorite chapter of all the first chapters. Just stating. Jesus, you. Is that her? No.
Did you just?
Who? Yeah.
Yeah. Stop it, Alfie.
Okay.
Seriously. Why are you coprophagia? Scotty, get the fuck.
Come on, move.
Forward. Sorry, disgusting moment where dogs think that litter box is treat dispenser.
Yeah. That's not Tootsie Roll, no it's not.
We can also tell about the very fun call to the vet.
Yeah. We were on our way somewhere yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
And suddenly our youngest calls and says that one of our dogs have eaten a protein bar
Covered in chocolate.
covered in chocolate. And this is how we found out that it is bad that dogs eat chocolate, but unless it's like half a kilo, it's okay. It's keep an eye on it, but don't worry too much. Which we are grateful for, because that one was not a nice call.
Yeah, you want like 2 beagles and they ate about this much, and it was like, no, start worrying when they start getting up to these quantities. And I'm like, okay. So one of them was ripped. Had all the gains today because of the protein bar.
Oh, it wasn't a lot. I don't know how much it was. The thing is as well is that, you know, we were expecting loose bowels, but that one didn't happen either.
Yeah.
So
it's like the only thing chocolatey wise that I can eat these days because it contains very little sugar. I'm more upset that they stole my chocolate, man.
Yeah.
Bitches.
Okay, now I need to actually look because I don't think Pesha has hair. I don't know if he has description of hair.
How has the reception been on the things you have published? Do people like it?
Did you know, I've gotten one like from Morior. There's not that many people that have read them, I think. So I'm pondering to release chapter 4 as a free one.
Right.
That's not next week, that's the week after.
Well, or you release the first one. Or the most interesting one, lure them in.
That's the fourth one. The fourth one really has action in it, and
I can't remember. I remember proofreading shit for you.
the fourth one is the one with Yara.
Yara. Right, fair point.
Hold a sec. Okay, hold a sec. First we need to go here. Then we need to go here. I don't think that he's described much more than his clothes, actually.
There is an oversight.
He had a hood. He had a hood up.
Did you add the suggestion to add the location on the beginning of each chapter?
The location of each chapter, yeah, I have that one.
You have added that one, right?
Yeah, I have that one in each chapter, I think. You're not on Patreon signed? That's okay. We can figure something out. Still need to rewrite a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, but it's rough drafts and it's nice to have people who are willing to give feedback or like.
He is not described with any facial features.
He has no face. He's no face.
I don't know if I even put up that he's a Narith in the first. It becomes clear later because the Narith are the only ones who can handle pure dust, so since they can't get drugged down.
And boobs of their granddaughters.
And they have boobs of their granddaughters. No, he doesn't have... There's no hair, so we will see. Logic dictate that he has dark hair because that's what his granddaughter has. But we'll see if I add any hair.
Hair is overrated anyway.
Hair is overrated anyway. I think the important bit is that he has actually proto horns. Like they look like when you do like those bone thingies on the skull to give like bulges that looks like there's horns growing just underneath the skin. Because they don't really have horns unless they get really old. Now he is very old, but he doesn't age in the same way as other people. So there is that. I will figure something out for you, signed. See if I can give you some reading.
If wanted.
If wanted.
Otherwise it's forced.
Yes, forced reading. Here, read it. Read it or weep.
I'm still building the pagoda.
Pagodas are fine.
For those who wonder, I am building a book nook. It's one of those little views into the world that you can put in your bookshelf as a bookend or whatever. And the one that I got for midwinter from my dearest hubby
Yes.
is a a little view over Kyoto, which looks lovely. It's just a bit finicky. And currently it looks like a heavy earthquake has hit Kyoto because my ramen shop lies here and the umbrella salesperson lies on the other side and the pagoda is in shambles. Does make you feel like God or like, haha, I caused this chaos.
I will send you a message later, Sign. After the stream or something. Sign has a Sakura themed book nook that still needs to be assembled. I sense a theme here.
I have to say though, it's fun to do, don't get me wrong, but I'm grateful for having the miniature experience, because if you give this one to, let's say, a 10-year-old, that 10-year-old will end up crying and will never touch anything build yourself again, because these are not beginner friendly. Because you need to be able to put the right amount of force on it to get things together, but too much force and things snap.
No.
And I'm quite grateful for all my years of building Warhammer and other miniatures and dioramas that actually prepared me for this one.
That is too dark. This one better. It's still quite dark though.
Then again, I did almost manage to glue my mouth shut.
Yes.
The dangers of miniature building.
Glue your mouth shut.
I made the error of taking my tube of super glue, and I took the cap between my lips and pulled it out because my hands were occupied with other things, and there was a bit of pressure on the tube, so it ran all the way over my chin.
Mario has seen a cool cyberpunk one, but does not have any room in his bookshelves for them. It's a weak excuse, man.
More bookshelves.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm clearing out some of my books because I have a couple of books that I haven't really read since my teens.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna give them to Green Window or something because they're
that would be.
It's an entire series almost, but it's but alas, a series in Dutch, so not many people can do something with it.
Yeah. We will use that one. That works. That reference works. That checks out.
Good.
So they have slightly, and you can see that one slightly on her nose as well. They have like slightly bovine features.
Yes. Sorry.
That's okay.
I was fighting the super glue and I won.
You fought the super glue and you won?
Yeah. Sorry, ADHD is running a bit rampant these days.
That's okay. Is Grandad going to be buff or long and limber? He's long and limber. All the Norith are. All the Norith are tall and lanky, really.
Are they? I had the sensation there was one that wasn't.
Yeah, I was trying to remember if there was one, but I don't think so. I think all of them so far are. There is one that is very difficult to pinpoint how it is shaped because they're hiding behind and underneath veils and shizzle. And so you don't even know what gender they are in the beginnings. It will be revealed later, but...
Oh, gender isn't always important for a story neither, though.
No. this particular character it becomes important later, but for oppressive reasons. But Granddaddy is he's strong. He's buff because of other reasons. Yes, ulterior reasons for being buff.
Stealing my protein bar. It's okay, he can have the non-chocolate he wants.
He can. He does not look like he's older than granddaughter. That's kind of one of the points of him as well.
It's the boobs in it.
It's the boobs. It's definitely the boobs.
If you ever publish that book, there was going to be so many inside jokes for the people who have followed it from the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the scene where he brings out boobs, and people are like, why boobs?
Yes.
He carries them around in a little satchel. These are my granddaughter's boobs. Like in Hot Shots, I have my daddy's eyes.
Yeah, I was about to say, and my grandmother's boobs.
That's disgusting. Okay, I have done that, I have done that, I have done the Lexi paper. Step 23. How many steps are there in this fucking thing?
All
46.
the steps. All the steps. Was he has taken a lot of drugs? Yes, he has. He has definitely taken a lot of drugs. All of them have.
Drugs.
So I can talk a little bit about the Narith in general because they're an interesting species. They originally they are one of the more common races in this book. The series is set in a galaxy far, far away. Something. It's not Star Wars. And there are humans, but humans are not the most populous ones. They exist in random places. And nobody really knows where the humans come from or where. It's not really an important part of the book where people come from. The Narith, on the other hand, they were originally a quite religious species, and they began their space travel by creating colonies that then had fought wars with one another to decide who was the best colony and with the most links to their past and stuff. And these wars basically destroyed all the evidence of which planet they actually originate from. So there are 7 planets where they could possibly be from, but nobody's really agreeing on which one is the true place. But in the middle of all of these religious wars, they came upon other creatures from the galaxy, other spacefaring races. And that kind of crashed their entire religious system because suddenly, the religions who claimed that they were alone and created by the gods and all of that kind of jazz that you usually get were clearly wrong because they met people from other places that aren't Narith, which kind of ruined their day. And then, there were celebrations because obviously there are celebrations because you meet different species and there's cause for celebration for expanding your knowledge base. And the Narith realized that these other creatures, these other beings, they were drinking alcoholic beverages and smoking weed or whatnot, and they got high. But the Narith didn't get high on anything, like nothing.
But they really are God's chosen, aren't they?
They are God's chosen. They didn't get high on anything. It had zero effect on them.
Poor things.
So they changed their religious path into the path of finding the drug that finally affects them. How do you manage to do that one? How do you get to the path where you will be the one who finds out which drugs will have effect on me, that's easy. You become the de facto drug smugglers and drug sellers. They took over all of the drug sales in the entirety of the galaxy, more or less, and formed drug cartels. Because somewhere along the line they will find a drug that works.
Space age capitalism, okay?
Yeah. And then, so there is this material that they use for traveling that basically is their energy source called Syndril. And it works kind of like fusion, sort of, but it's different anyway. But someone somewhere along the line found out that Syndril, when it gets worked in ships and stuff, it can release a small amount of gas or, evaporation, and that one is lethal to virtually every species if you get it in large enough quantities. The large enough quantities being, debatable. But the Narith that inhaled this one got high. So they found out that this thing is, something that they can make a drug out of. Which is amazing for the Narith. So they needed to find a way to make this one work as a drug. And how do you do that one? Well, the problem with Syndril is if you put a flame to it, or if you try to dismantle it using acids or whatever, you will get a miniature nuclear detonation. Which they spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to get around. But eventually they figured out that if you actually grind it very, very slowly, you can make powder out of it. And that is what they call dust. And dust is then like the high-grade drug in the entirety of this universe. It cannot be taken by any other species, just dust, because that's lethal, but you can mix it with other things, like minute amounts mixing in alcoholic beverages or in weed or in other forms will enhance the effect.
Hookahs. Yes.
So in the second chapter, I think it's described that Hesha is running through Narkesh, which is a city on a moon around one of their core planets, and almost every other person in the city, the ones that aren't Narith, they're wearing rebreathers because you can't breathe the air because it's just filled with loads of dust.
So everyone's off their tits there.
Yes.
The thing is though, I remember reading the book when we were in France. I remember getting feedback and some corrections and like, this makes no sense, or what's this, or... But since then I have read so many other books, including sci-fi, that I actually need to reread your stuff to actually remember.
Yeah, that's okay.
Anything. I remember, well, not anything, I remember quite a lot, but it kind of just goes like, was that yours or was it someone else's? You go like, you don't love me.
No. I know that you did. No.
We have a marriage of convenience, you know that one.
But so, Hesha is a Bunraku pilot. He drives a big fuck-off mech thing called Bunraku. And the Bunraku pilots are special in that they have small pebbles of Syndril in their spine. And that one makes their interface with the Bunraku work. But he also uses dust. He uses it to enhance his fighting, for instance, and stuff like that. Because why not?
It's a hobby.
Everyone's a critic.
It's also funny, not at all based upon the fact that you're living in, cocaine capital of Europe.
No, it's not. Not at all. Completely, can't prove anything. yes, and they're so the Narith are most of the species in this book series that we come across. Not all of them, but most of them are humanoid, and they are based upon different origins. And the Narith are basically bovine. They used to be cow or deer-like or something like that. It almost starts to look a little bit scary. Which is sort of good because he is feared in the beginning. He's just a very nice old man that fights like he is drunk. Maybe I should save before I lose. Hello, Rotman. Thank you for following. So I'm gonna need to remove his boobs so that he doesn't look too much like his granddaughter. But this is granddaughter. This is the first steps of making granddaddy. Let's just do that one right now. Let's start with a little bit of that one. He also has like a thingy under here. Ah yeah, true that.
Quick. Thank you. Come on. Fit.
This is where he keeps his dust. Because he has a mixture of red and orange dust that he inhales when he needs to. And we need to remove this.
Oh, damn it.
And like I said, I need to make this, be more of an orangey jumpsuit thing. Okay. Feel free to ask any other questions you have or does not have as well. All questions are welcome. If I can answer them, I will. And if I can't, well, then you're out of luck. there any humans in the story or just humanoids? Now there are humans. One of the main characters is called Neve, and she is in the first chapter. She is probably the main protagonist of the series as well. But it follows multiple characters, so it's not like she's the only one. So I forgot to add something that is important. How do I add that?
Thank you.
Like this. So I said that he has his drugs with him. And how do you get your drugs in your system? Through one of these motherfuckers.
Okay. I have pagoda.
You have pagoda? Yay, pagoda! Ooh, that looks nice.
It's very like
But yes, there are humans. I just opted for not only have humans. Because that one I felt was nicer. Yay, pagoda! That was signed, by the way, who said that? This one I will need to work out proper, but it makes it look like he's, you know, ill or anything like that, but it really isn't. It's just a way to get drugs into his system. Okay. Doggos being doggos. Kinda like Bane, yes. Kinda like Bane. I actually didn't consider that one because I'm... but yeah, that's true. But Bane has like an entire mask thingy over his head, no? Like one of those luchador thingy that gives him the stuff. Hesha isn't as sophisticated. He just has one of those thingies that goes into the nose. Here, I think this one is correct. Yes. It looks like a wrestler, but it's the same principle. Yes. That is true. Okay, what is this? Better like that. Okay, that works for now. Can't even choose a name. Thank you. Yeah, if you want to know, if anyone wants to know more about these ones, you can, for a small fee, join my Patreon, our Patreon, which is, right, do we have that one here? No. You want to paint like that? Practice, man, practice. It's all practice. That's all I can say. I do have a couple of years of experience. Just a few. This is shit. But we're getting somewhere with it, so I'll allow it. I think what I'm doing right now that is wrong is that I'm stressing it a little bit because I want it to be having the general feeling. And since I have the ability and the opportunity to take my time with this one and actually fix things afterwards, it's not that big of an issue that I'm stressing it a little bit.
Come on.
Could be better, but it's a good start. Here we need to do the same, because this also has the same type of clothing piece. When he is in his element, which is in the beginning of the of the book, he's the enforcer of one of these cartels, which means that he's kind of feared, so he doesn't really hide who he is or where he is or what he does in the beginning. Someone found a bone.
Okay.
We're gonna do a little bit more before it's time to stop for today. I just need to adjust his drugs so that they actually make sense. Down here. This one goes across there. Doesn't Goku wear something like that? Oh, that's possible. Why you tell me these things? Now I'm like, I need to adjust everything. Nah, that's okay. Back to the drawing board. The idea is that he's wearing a jumpsuit. Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Fine. I can live with Scorpion. The main idea is that he is wearing. Get over here. He's wearing orangey stuff. See. This one does not work. It's not correct. Materials. Maybe this one. I was only joking, you know. Signed. Oh, lights!
Electrotechnical engineer, man.
Yes. I am not. What I meant is, I'm not upset about the fact that Goku wears these things. I just hadn't considered it. And now I'm standing here, as the Belgians say, with egg on my face. Or something.
Je pakt me je broek beneden.
Ja.
Egg on the face, you don't really say.
What?
No.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Egg on the face, we don't really say.
No.
We have other expressions that are way more evocative.
Yes. Evocative is good. This could kind of work. Oh no, wait, I need to do this one. metal.
Urgelon?
What?
Urgelon or
No.
normal?
Just metal.
Like that heavy metal in French is metal urgelon.
Yes.
It's throwing. It's yeeting metal.
Yes. Right, you need to go here. Iron armor. Because. Okay, fine. Go this one. That's okay. They also have their eyes have irises that look like metal.
Metal?
That's why I saw this alone. Yes. So Hesha's eyes have a coppery tone to them, just like his granddaughter's.
Insert boob joke of yours.
Yeah, he doesn't have any boobs anymore.
You give them back.
Yeah, he. He's like, I don't need these.
I have had enough of the goulash.
Okay.
I think if I would get another one of these ones, I would modify it.
Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. He's getting there, but I need to work on him more. Dude needs more work.
Dude needs to work on himself.
Yeah, that's true. Dude needs to work on himself. Okay. Remove this one for now. Do not save, because that one we don't need to save. And it is time for some time lapse. First save as. And now, time lapse time. Thank you everyone for being here today. Do the time lapse. Let's do the time lapse now. See you again on Wednesday. Have a good one. Bye bye.